Women of Reddit, where are horrible places for guys to ask for your number? At night on a subway. A supervisor asked once right after he gave me a reprimand. For the last time, we need your phone number on file. It's a legal requirement. The fines are escalating. I'm kidding, I'm sorry that happened. In a restroom. This has literally happened to me. In France they often have unisex bar bathrooms where you have to cross through the urinals to get to the single stall bathrooms. I was standing at the sink in one of these when some guy decided to make his move. Very off-putting, lol. Once some random guy rode the elevator with me, got off on the same floor, and then pretended to walk to a different apartment before cornering me and asking for my number when I was unlocking my door. Maybe. Don't do that. Edit. He didn't even live in my building. He was literally some rando who followed me in from outside. I lived in a big apartment with around 30-40 rooms per floor. So it wasn't uncommon to share an elevator with many people. My husband had to let the security guy know that this happened and to look out for this dude. What the fuck? Reddit. LOL. Number PLS quick. Had a guy follow me home and ask for my number in my driveway. Horrifying. Side note, I think going up and asking for someone's number is weak etiquette. The approacher should give out their own number. So the approachee then has all the power and can go thanks and then throw it out later if they so wish. That way rejection doesn't happen then and there. And the approachee can rest easy that they won't get harassing texts from a stranger. Plus it makes more sense for the approacher to offer something rather than make a request. The gym is tricky. Especially if you can feel them lurking the whole time and then in the middle of some exercise they decide to come up to you. Wait until the end or something. My sister was the towel girl at the local gym. There were some little kids hanging around her and she casually mentioned to them that guy doing stretches is super cute. Of course the kids run in and tell the dude what she said. Edit. She married the dude. You bunch of smartasses. They've been married 19+ years now. Not at all the same as the point you were trying to make. It just jogged my memory and I think it's a cute story. I once had a guy who interviewed me text my number from my job application to ask me to sushi. Don't do that. Yes. My girlfriend had the same experience while applying for a part-time job. The man was in his 30s and she was 16. Legal age for sex in NZ is 16. She noped out of there even though the manager kept increasing the hourly rate. Making me take off my headphones on public transport. I can't tell you how many men have come up to my treadmill during a run at the gym. I used to stop the treadmill, take my earphones out and actually allow them to speak despite being annoyed. I just ignore them now. They can stand there all day waving and smiling lolidgaf. When you're outside alone in the dark. Some guy asked me for a lighter and my number while I was quickly going to my car. I basically threw him a lighter and told him to keep it and ran back inside lol. Why don't we discuss it in your van there? Had a few guys ask for my number during my shift at McDonald's. Don't ask for my number while I'm at work. Especially not at McDonald's. At a funeral. Yep, I'll throw in a wedding every now and then. But funerals are insane. The chicks are so horny. It's not even fair. It's like fishing with dynamite. One time I went to the bank branch to get some foreign cash. I work in the corporate office for the same bank, and the teller asked me for my number. I declined. Then when I got back to my desk, he had sent me an email because he was able to look up my work email through my debit card. Not cool. I hope you reported him. That's a serious breach of privacy. While I'm at work trying to help him find flushable wipes, he's already demonstrated to you that his butthole is immaculately cleaned. What more does he need to prove? A long time ago, I learned not to do it around her husband. Especially in their bedroom while they are asleep. Her husband's funeral. John Dorian disagrees. Abortion clinic. This actually happened to a friend of mine. The doctor who performed the abortion added her on social media the day after and asked her out for drinks. She said no. Of course. But what the fuck was this guy's thought process? Like, glad we got that embryo out of your uterus, now let me fill you with a few million of my guys. What could go wrong? When you're 14 years old waiting for your therapist at the Child's Advocacy Center. This man was like 40 something. staring at me, complimenting my appearance, and then asked my number. I said no and he kept pestering and I said I was 14. He still wanted my number. Like dude. WTF. The receptionist should have chased him off with a stapler. Seriously. What was he even doing there? I think it would simpler to ask what are acceptable places to ask for a woman's number. Some good takeaways from this. 1. They are in a safe place where being approached by a strange man would not feel threatening. 2. There is no power imbalance in play where they can't leave or can't say no. You are not a boss, supervisor, client, customer. Had a guy grope me in a crowded bar. When I pushed him away, he dumped his drink on my head. The bouncer that kicked him out tried to tell me about a cousin of his, who's a software engineer that needed to get married so he could legally stay in the country. Heavily suggesting it be me. A friend of mine gave him her number so he'd back off of me while I was still covered in drink and traumatized. Then immediately blocked him once our ride picked us up. What a day. During a PAP. I think the best approach is not asking for their number. Instead, give them yours. They'll text call if they're interested and they'll appreciate the fact that there was no pressure. It's way easier and less nerve-wracking too. But then they could do whatever they want with my number. How can I know they're trustworthy? Wait a second. This guy tried to give me his number while I was shopping for bras. Not horrible, but a bit strange. I'm married. But I really liked that he was just giving me his number rather than asking for mine. Less pressure. Guys should start doing that instead. I'm a girl and I do this with pretty good success. People seem to appreciate the forwardness. At work, I have to ask everyone to confirm their number at drop-off so I can call when their pet is ready. The amount of men who make weird comments about me asking for their number is atrocious. Please stop. It's weird and makes me almost always ask one of my male co-workers to call you instead of myself. Also, don't be the dude who has to collect numbers like that and write down and call the women you think are attractive after work. I have gotten 4 men fired for doing this. At work, I have been asked for my number in a church by a 60-year-old man as a 12-year-old, and I was legit wearing a My Little Pony t-shirt. Out of all the answers here, this one made me wince into my lower intestine. Gross. Speaking as a guy who has heard lots of women in my life say this, at the gym. Edit. To be clear, I'm not the one hitting on women at the gym. I hear it from women I'm friends with. Stop asking all those women for their number at the gym. My ex had a guy ask for her number in an STD testing waiting room.